Hi, Mina Habib here, Managing Director at Power Minerals. Thanks for tuning in to today's update, which will cover exploration activities, key personnel that have joined our business recently, and our strategy moving forward. So firstly, in terms of our exploration update, we've just completed our third hole at Inkwasi Salar, and for us now, we're waiting on the core results for porosity. But what we're seeing now is aquifers that are defining thickness, lithium brine. So we're happy with what we're seeing, and we're hoping that this will provide a significant increase to the resource. So this is untested ground, and we're next door to the major players such as Ganfeng Lithium. So from our end, it's going to be really important that we execute this campaign correctly and give ourselves the best chance of it defining a resource. So moving across to our Rincon Salar, so very well-known salars with our Australian peers Argosy that are moving into production. We've got Rio Tinto and Argentina Lithium and Energy. So from our end, we know this is our highest lithium content in terms of our portfolio. So we're really ambitious in terms of what we can achieve, and we're hoping to go all the way and to become a developer there. So we have approximately 1,500 hectares. And once again, we're hoping to increase that resource significantly and unlock the value there. As I mentioned previously, we've got a fair understanding of the brine. So now it's all about really pushing this project forward. We're planning to begin pilot plant testing, and we're planning to begin the permitting for a small scale production. Our conceptual plans at the moment are 2,000 to 3,000 tonnes of LCE or lithium chloride or concentrate. I think we'll work towards the final product in time, but for now we're beginning the permitting, so we're really trying to fast track this project and hopefully go all the way. So moving across then to Pocitos Salar. So Pocitos is brilliant in terms of its infrastructure. There's an industrial park that's being built by the local authorities. It's close to town. We know based on the geophysics that we've got a fair amount of water there. I guess the key that our shareholders need to understand is when we're looking at direct lithium extraction, and that's the pathway that we're going down, there's two key factors that we need to keep in mind, and that's the amount of water needed for these operational plans and the amount of energy. So we've got a very clear ESG focus. So we're beginning a power study across each of our salars. And we're looking at wind, we're looking at solar. So it's going to be important for us. How can we get that energy in the cleanest possible way that's going to power these plants? So we're very excited for what we can do at Pocitos, because that could really become a larger scale operation. You know, I like to be conservative, and it could be 2,000 or 5,000 or even a 10,000. We've got a decent size holding there. And we know that it is a lower grade, but what we're seeing as well from our peers is excellent porosity, and we've got the infrastructure to have that plant there. So a lot to look forward to, and please keep in mind that we don't have the highest grade lithium, but there's 75 DLE technology companies out there. We've been able to fine tune down to a few. We're running the testings, and the final product is a lithium concentrate that we needed, that's going to be sold into market. And obviously we've started offtake discussions, and I'll talk a little bit more about that at our strategy. So just to wrap up the exploration, you can see it's back to back, and we've also got our Pula Salar. We've got a resource there. It's over 150,000 tonnes. So we're looking at how we can, progress that project and have another project there. So our peers have shown us that a 2,000 tonne salar, and they're producing an LCE product, and they're close to $1 billion market cap. So there is nothing wrong with having 2,000 to 3,000 to 5,000 capacity plants at each salar. If you do the numbers, I think that puts us in a really good position. But at the end of the day, it's what's in the ground that's going to help us move forward. So stay tuned. It's a lot to be excited about. It's a very aggressive campaign, and it's here, and we're doing it to unlock value and become a serious player in Argentina. So moving across to the key personnel that have joined our business. So we made an announcement. So the technical director, Dr. Nicholas Lindsay, has joined us. Nicholas comes from a strong background in Argentina, working across both lithium brine projects, copper and gold. And he worked for Lake Resources. So he took their project to DFS. And what we're trying to do now with Nicholas is sit down and help us with defining our strategies moving forward. So we've got a checklist of what needs to be completed for us to move into that production phase. He's made some brilliant introductions for us, and he's really helping us fine tune and our strategy for the future. So stay tuned, because Dr. Lindsay is adding a lot of value, and we're looking forward to providing you guys an update with what's taking place in terms of the permitting and all the application processes that we're doing. So we're looking at a small-scale production plant that will be in the form of a pilot plant initially, but also that 2,000 to 3,000 tonne plant. We start the process with the local authorities. So across the business, we're bringing in the right people that have done it and achieved it in other companies, and now they're hoping to achieve the same for Power Minerals. So as a shareholder, I'd be excited by these key personnel that have joined our business and looking to really help us transition from the explorer to a developer. Lastly, an update on our strategy moving forward. So I've touched base on it briefly previously, talking about having individual DLE plans to extract the lithium brine at each of the salar. So what we're undertaking now, we're going to start our water studies, our power studies. We're going to understand each salar individually. We see the projects as individual projects, so we can look at it as a total, we've got this many hectares, but we're seeing it as 3 or 4 separate DLE production each of our salars. So that's what we're doing, or that's the thinking process, and that's what we're working towards. And we believe that there's a lot of value in that. In terms of the offtakes and the MOUs that we have in place, so they're moving across really nicely. We're completing the PEA, so the Preliminary Economical Assessment Study, and that should be out to the market hopefully within the next 4 weeks, and that will start talking to the numbers. So it's great to have plans. It is done on a 60,000 tonne. We know we'll increase that. How much, we'll soon find out, but it'll give us a nice base, a nice foundation in terms of how this project will look economically, and our offtake partners will assess those numbers and make their decision based on that. Having said that, we're in discussions with a number of different strategic partners. We've got upcoming roadshows in both Singapore and China. So a lot for us to be excited about. At the end of the day, we want to bring the best deal to the table that's going to protect our capital structure, that aligns us with a long-term partner that really sees value in us and also believes in what we're trying to do. So that's a quick update today. I encourage you all to reach out to me. I'm happy to chat to anyone and give you all a bit of direction. This is obviously one of our projects. It is our flagship project in Salta, but we've got a number of exciting projects that we'll touch base on in future. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to providing you all with further updates.